together, getting everybody on the same page. So when you see a play that you put in and it works, and it's a really good feeling during the game because it helps the team win. So trying to get there. Obviously this week's really just focus on fundamentals and what we can do better, and then we'll kind of get into the game plan and all that. But it's football 11 on 11, and we just got to go out there and execute like we need to do.
Matt, how have you felt about the progression of this offense over the last couple of weeks heading into now as you guys get ready for week 1 here?
Yeah, it's been good. I think a lot of learning experiences, and that's always room for growth. So I think it's been good. I think we've ironed out a lot of things, and it's good that they're happening now, and I feel confident in what we're doing. We just got to go out there and do it for 60 minutes, and that's just play-by-play, and obviously during practice, same thing, play-by-play. Go out there and execute it, and once you turn on the game film and you look back and there's 45, 50 good plays, and hopefully you come out on top. But it's more about executing it and doing your job individually, and we all do that. 11 guys do it close to right every play, then you'll have a good play.
Mac, how important is it for you guys to simply put
What's up, G-Don?
points? You know what I mean? No matter what else,
Yeah.
Where you're progressing, and it's a progression as you go, but just simply putting up points.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a results thing, but like I said, you got to focus on what you have to do each play, and the points will come. So obviously in the preseason, it is what it is, and we're kind of past that, and we're kind of on to just this week and trying to run better plays and do things better so that we can put more points on the board. So that'll come, and I know in watching tape, I was talking to our coaches, it is a long game. Every game's a long game, and that's a good thing because there's a lot of plays to be had and a lot of plays to be made. So it's good to realize that it doesn't have to be made in one play, and it doesn't have to be made in 20 plays. So it happens when it happens, and you put points up by moving the ball and driving it. So
Mac, it's obviously a game, but it's also a business. When you get to the 53-man roster, which you are now, what's it like for the team when some guys who've been giving it their all for months are no longer around here?
yeah, I think that's part of the business. Like you said, the NFL is, it's a business, and it's different than college. Not everybody gets to play, and everyone that I've had a pleasure to work with throughout my first 2 years really here, I've done a great job in OTAs and summer workouts, and I've met a lot of great people. So I know that's a tough part of the business, but my first, months here, I remember meeting people, and then they're not on your team anymore. So it's kind of weird, but I hope the best for all those guys that aren't with us anymore, and the guys that are on the practice squad. I know they're happy to be back, and we're happy to have everybody. And I feel like we have a good group of guys that's really close-knit, and we just got to keep coming together. And, we have everything we need, so we just got to go out there and do it.
Matt, do you feel like your own personal ability to study an opponent, to use that film study, will kind of help the offense along now that that's more part of it than training camp?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I've always enjoyed the X's and O's part more than anything else. And obviously the coaches do a great job setting up a game plan and then going out and executing it. I think, by the time you get to game day, the goal is to, all right, this is exactly what I'm supposed to do. If this happens, what do I do? If this happens, what do I do? So you have everything played out in your head already, and then you just have to go out there and execute it. So I always enjoy that part of it, and I always love just seeing a game plan come together, and that's an important part of football. I think good teams, they take the plays in practice and they execute them on Sundays, and other teams might not do as well at that. So we have to do that consistent, and when we get there, we'll get there. But right now, it's just finding the plays that we can do the best.
Do you trust your own your own adjustment abilities, both at the line and then over the course of a game? Do you feel like that can give the offense that you weren't always happy with in the preseason a lift because you have the opportunity to study an opponent that way?
Yeah, I think it's all about your tools and problem solving, and I tend to enjoy the problem solving part. That's the fun part of the game, like I said. And we have good coaches that are going to put us in a position to do that, and we have good experience with some of the looks we've seen, last year and in preseason. So it's all about what are my tools and how can I fix it, and that's the big thing for me is just being able to apply that how I know how to do it, and just play the play for what it is.
Matt, how much is
when you say that you've been able to iron things out with the offense, Does that mean you've kind of figured out what plays work and what plays don't, and you're kind of moving on with the ones that do?
I think plays are plays, and you know, you could have a bad result with one, and you're like, oh, I don't really like that one. But a lot of times, it's more about like the process of the play and what you're trying to do. So I don't think canning a play because it doesn't work one time in a game or practice is always a bad idea. I think, like I always say, I just like to know the why, and when the coaches explain that to me, and they've done a great job of explaining, hey, this is why we're doing this, and from there, it's my job to execute it and do a great job. And that's one of the things that I feel like we have ironed out. I'm very particular about what I'm supposed to do on each play, and all of us are, and we want to know, as a receiver, where do I line up and what do I do? As a quarterback, you know, what are my reads on this specific play? So everybody has their own job, but it's all about what do you do on that play to make it a better play.
Matt, how much is this week for you guys about self-scouting? Like you mentioned fundamentals.
Yeah.
How much is this an opportunity to maybe review what you guys did, even going back to OTAs and training camp before you guys dive into Miami?
Yeah, I think football is all about fundamentals, and for me, that's bending my knees and stepping up in the pocket. It's that simple, and just going through my reads and getting the ball to the open guy. So everybody else has a different maybe rule or thing they're trying to work on, but especially when you have a little bit of free time, I guess you can call it, you want to get better, and it doesn't always have to be X's and O's, like you said, just better at fundamentals, whether that's running routes or blocking or tackling, all that stuff. So it's pretty simple, and it's just getting really good at that so we can carry it on to the season. Cool. Thanks.
The deal.
With everything
I got my mama with me, so